super excited to share with you some software that you can type into Arduino IDE that will allow you to control your buttons that we talked about last video. Go ahead and download and install Arduino IDE. Many videos on YouTube will show you how to do this, and then type in the code that I'm going to provide for you in this video. I'm not going to go into all the nuances of programming, but I will comment on a few things. If you've never worked with the Arduino IDE, it's very, very important that you do make sure that you have the right board selected, whatever board you're going to be uploading this code to. If you don't have the right board, then you're going to go into Tools inside the Arduino IDE. You're going to go ahead and go down to where it says Boards, and then come over here, and you have a whole set of boards. You can also install other boards inside Arduino. So here's all the ones. I'm in particular set up this code for the Arduino Uno or Mega, but most of these other boards will probably work just fine. Just need to double check and make sure the pins don't have a conflict. With that being said, the other thing to be aware of is the port. You need your Arduino actually plugged in order to check whether or not you're hooked up to a port. So in this case, if I go down here under Tools menu again, Port, it will actually have this port that's a USB port. If you don't have your Arduino plugged in via USB, this isn't going to be available, which means the code's not going to compile, which means you're going to have all kinds of problems. So make sure your Arduino is actually plugged in with a USB, and make sure that it actually has toggled to the correct port that corresponds to that. If you're not sure, go ahead and just unplug your Arduino, plug it back in, and a new reading will appear, and that must be the port that you need to use. So once you have that, it's a matter of typing in this code. Anything that's double-lined, you don't technically have to recopy, because those are just comment lines to help you understand. I won't go into all the nuances of what I've included, but do read through it in the video that you're watching at a minimum. I'll try to copy and paste this code into the comment section below this video, and hopefully you'll be able to copy and paste and just paste it back into the Arduino. I probably want to include these comment lines because I don't think I have enough space if I do that. Lines 18 and 19 are the first real code. I defined a variable called LButtonPin and RButtonPin, and I put it at 2 and 3. Those are the ones that we're going to be hooking up one of our prongs for our button, and the other corresponding prong will always be going to ground. When the value for a particular button that's being pressed, it will be assigned to either LButtonPress or RButtonPress. A value of 1 means it's not being pressed. A value of 0 means it is being pressed. These values for this will change as the code goes forward. You do need a void setup loop. That is classic Arduino language. You will need a Serial.begin, because the way we're going to monitor whether these pins are being pressed, rather than using an LED, we're going to see it on the monitor itself that your Arduino is hooked up to. We use a way to define the pin, and we define it with an input pull-up. That will allow our pin not to what we call float, which will give you errors in your readings. So this is rather important. Otherwise, you need to physically make a circuit that has a resistor to pull down or pull up your particular reading, and this gets around that. So it's a quick shortcut. The next thing we do is we have our main section of what our particular microcontroller is going to be running over and over again. It's called the loop. So you'll type this in, and in particular, the general rule is we're going to go get a value for LButtonPress by calling this function that I've written. And depending upon what it returns, either a 0 or a 1, it's going to print a message on our monitor of either button pressed or not pressed. Then immediately after it does that, it's going to come down here, another call to CheckRightButton, and then based upon what it receives, it will print either right button pressed or not pressed. Then finally, it will come down here. It will do a slight delay of 400 milliseconds, and then it will repeat over and over and over again. Down at the very bottom of the code, you will see how I defined the functions of left button and right button when you're checking to see whether they're being pressed. This is a very simple code. The advantage of doing it as functions is it greatly shortens the code, and in particular when we use it for other things, it will make our life a lot simpler for automation. Then all you need to do is go over here, hit the check mark that will verify that this code is valid. And if all goes well, you'll see no errors appear down here at the bottom of the screen. If there are errors, you probably have a typo, missed a parenthesis, put a parenthesis where it should be a curly brace, forgot a semicolon, etc. Go fix it and then try it again until eventually you're ready to upload your code. With your board already selected properly, your port selected properly, you can go over here and hit the upload button. It will take a few seconds. In this case, I'm using Arduino Uno, so we're set. And now nothing appears, so you go, this isn't working. Well, you have to do one more thing. You need to go up, and if this is not already a serial monitor down here at the bottom, go to the top right-hand side, find the serial monitor button, and click on it. And when you do, you're going to see that there starts to be writing appear down here. It's tough to tell, but this is actually scrolling, not pressed, again and again and again. There's a little bit of flashing that you might be able to pick up in the video right here. Presently, I have this set up so that this is in pin 2 and a ground pin on my Arduino Uno. I have a button set up here that I have those leads that we identified in the last video. I'm going to go ahead and press this button, and we're going to see what the display message changes. If you can see, the left button pressed has been activated. If I let up, you can see that it's not pressed. So I'll do that a few more times, and you can see that our code is working. It is reading the button properly. Probably not a good idea to do what I'm going to do, but I'm going to go ahead and just shift that pin of this particular button over to the next slot. So I'm going to put it over in pin number 3. And now I'm going to press this button, and you can see right button pressed. If I let up, not pressed. You, of course, could put up 2 buttons simultaneously here, and they would both read the messages based upon how I wrote this code. So go ahead and do that. With that being said, that should get you started. This, once again, is a step-by-step leading us towards greater powers, but you need to be able to verify that your hookups are right, that you indeed are reading the buttons, and then we can write the code relatively easily that will go control our stepper motors, which allows us to do router lifts, etc. Hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next video.